Hello, Indian Falls. It's great to be able to share with you and to talk to you about our call to the mission field. It actually started back in 1998 when Trisha and I were in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and I was the assistant pastor of a Free Methodist church there. Now, Trisha and I had both had done missions trips in college, short-term missions trips, and so it was something that we talked about, before we got married, that maybe God would call us to the mission field, and maybe that was something that would be an option for us, but we didn't have a specific call. It was actually during a period of prayer and fasting and just really seeking the Lord that I woke up in the middle of the night one night and the words Budapest, Hungary were just going over and over again in my mind, just very, very clearly. And I still remember sitting up in bed and going, is Budapest in Hungary? And I didn't know for sure even, where Hungary was. 2 or 3 days later, we got a letter in the mail from a ministry organization talking about all of the things that God was doing in Hungary. And so for me, that was kind of a confirmation. So I decided I can go and tell Trisha, and Trisha is going to be so excited when she hears about what God is doing and the experiences that I've been having.
Yeah, that's not what happened. So the thing was, I had a call to missions when I was a teenager, but nothing really ever came of that. And then we were really enjoying our time in Kalamazoo, and I was putting my roots down there and loving our community and our church and my job. And so months went by, and whenever John would talk about Hungary, I would generally just leave the room crying. And so we were kind of stuck that way for a while, but at the same time, God was working on me, and I knew that if God had called John to Hungary, that he had also called me. And so I had to deal with that. And we were praying, and we came to the decision that we would go to Hungary to see if that was where God wanted us and to explore that possibility together. And so that was our first trip to Hungary, and that is really what happened. God confirmed it with me while we were here that this is where he wanted us.
We did end up first coming to Hungary in 2002, and some of you remember even from our first round of raising support, we came and spoke at Indian Falls, and here's a couple of pictures of those first trips when Hannah was just a little baby. And we have just seen God work in so many ways over the years in our lives and in the lives of people in Hungary. And of course now we've added a couple more kids, so we have Matthew and Jonathan as well. As a lot of you know, Trisha is now working as the librarian at the International Christian School of Budapest, where Matthew and Jonathan are studying. And of course, Hannah is actually attending Houghton College, which many of you are very familiar with, and some of you have actually attended yourself. And so we've really been excited about things that God's been doing. And of course, this last year has been a very big challenge for not just us, but for everybody. And so we're still kind of working through some of those challenges with the pandemic and lockdowns, but school is still in session here, and so the work goes on.
And we do ask for your continued prayers as the COVID numbers in Hungary are spiking very high, and there's rumors that schools might be shutting down, and we're trying to get Hannah home for Christmas with all the difficulty traveling right now. And Matthew's also looking at colleges and applying. So we just ask especially for prayers for those issues. But we also just want to thank you so much for your prayers and support over all these years.
Hard to believe it's 18 years ago that we first came to Hungary, and just so many things have happened in our lives and so many changes, but we're just so thankful that you folks have been a part of our journey right from the very beginning. And so it's just a real joy to be able to share with you, and we're just so thankful for that.
We love you all and pray that the Lord's blessing would be on you as you serve him.